Welcome to the Epcotian Adventure,
a podcast where we'll talk about all things Disney, but we're Epcot-centered.
including tips and tricks, festivals and favorites, and the very latest in our rankings and reviews.
But we're still old enough to remember when you could see Festival of the Lion King at Camp Mini Mickey.
This is episode 60, This or That, Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Or, it's an Earth Day birthday, let's celebrate.
So now, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast as we embark on our Epcotian adventure. Howdy, folks, and welcome to episode 60 of the Epcotian Adventure. I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
And this is going to be a fun one. This is another one of the This or That series, but this time we're at Disney's Animal Kingdom for Earth Day.
It is Earth Day. As you're listening to this, it should be Earth Day if you're listening on the day that we are releasing anyway.
So very happy Earth Day birthday? Earth Day.
It is an Earth Day birthday because Disney's Animal Kingdom opened on Earth Day in 1998. That's April 22nd, 1998, which makes her 26 today.
Wow.
I know, right?
Our little theme park is all grown up.
It's very good because this is the fourth of the four parks. This is the newest. I mean, being the fourth of the four, you could probably put that together.
The newest and yet 26 years old. Come on, Disney, we need a new park.
Right?
Just saying.
I think they're working on it.
I'm sure they are. With Epic Universe coming out, next year, I guess, or the next 2 years. Because it's going to be expanding quickly, from what I understand. They're going to have to do something.
They're going to have to. They're going to have to. And they've got
not
the space
another
to do
water
it.
park. Please, no more water parks. They do have the space to do it, which is great. I actually saw a map the other day that showed all of the areas that were like suitable to build a new theme park.
Mm-hmm.
There's quite a few areas. They could actually do a fifth, maybe sixth, maybe seventh theme park if I dare to dream.
That's a lot of dreaming.
That's a lot of dreaming. That's also a lot of monorail, buses, hotels.
Skyliner.
There you go.
Yeah, I would hope for a fifth gate and another moderate resort would be my wish.
I would love to see like Disney California Adventure, where they have a park with a hotel attached.
I love that. All the other theme parks, like worldwide, Disneyland Paris has that. Tokyo has that.
Hong Kong is right at the main entrance. It's not a part of the entrance, but it's right at the entrance.
Yeah, and DCA, like you said, in California, has that as well, where you're overlooking the park.
The Miracosta and the new Fantasy Springs. Disney Seas has two.
Come on.
Come on, we're falling behind Disney World.
So, how is Animal Kingdom related to Earth Day? That's our question. So, let's just start with a little bit of that, and then we'll work our way into our this or that presentation.
Sounds great.
Presentation may be a little strong.
Our podcast.
But Disney's Animal Kingdom was founded on the principles of conservation, education, and research. All things nature.
All things edutainment again.
Yes,
Back
very much edutainment.
Walt's vision of a park. I love it.
Well, and originally he wanted Jungle Cruise to feeture live animals.
That would have been absolutely horrifying.
It would have been.
As a skipper. It's like, and over on the left is a Bengal tiger. What? He's gone.
Is he on me? I feel like he's on me.
This is the Irrawaddy back to base. The tiger's gone again. Yeah, we know. Run.
Well, and not to mention that a lot of the animals are nocturnal. Like, you're not going to have a great show.
How often do you see the lions at Animal Kingdom? I mean,
yeah.
In the morning, in the evening, that's it.
And right after a rainstorm.
Right.
So that obviously didn't pan out. But now I feel like Animal Kingdom kind of got a chance to redo that dream of Walt's by bringing the live animals into a situation where they can be safe, where they can reproduce in a atmosphere where they can feel like they are at home because the areas are so carefully recreated and preserved and
room to roam.
Yes.
The only other park that I even can think of that's close to that would either be the Omaha Zoo or the Wild Animal Park in San Diego.
Yes. Where they're not just animals in cages. Animals in cages make me so sad. And when they have actual room to roam and know that they're safe and that they're going to be fed, it's a beautiful thing. So I love it. They are AZA accredited, which is Association of Zoos and Aquariums.
I thought it was the American Zoos of America.
That's the American Dodgeball Association of America.
Yes, that would be it.
No? Okay.
And there's also a worldwide affiliation for that, and they are a member of that as well. For a long time, there were no lids or straws at all because they could become a danger to the animals.
It's still that way, I believe.
No, they offer the biodegradable ones now.
Oh, for the straws.
Yes.
Straws, that's right.
They're made of like some kind of bamboo or sugar cane or something like that. They're not paper straws. You can actually suck out of them.
It's because paper
nice.
Paper ones do suck.
They really do.
Don't know how to say it nicely, but please, no more paper straws.
But the ones that they figured out at the Joffrey stands are amazing. And I don't know what they use, but they are incredible. But this is also why they take the animals so seriously. This is also why there's no fireworks presentation. So at the end of our perfect day that we're creating, we are not going to have a fireworks option here. But that's because that they could scare the animals. And they also, this is the one Disney park that does not sell balloons. You can't buy balloons in this park.
And you cannot buy a balloon at another park and bring it in.
Correct.
I actually just found that out the other day. I didn't realize that. If you bring a balloon from Magic Kingdom, they will not let you bring it into Animal Kingdom.
That is correct.
They will deflate it for you, however, if you do...
With a pin. No.
Well, no. If you do go to guest relations, they do have a way of deflating it for you. You'll also want to do that if you have a balloon and try to get on an airplane, which actually happened to Sue and I a while back.
It did.
We got on an airplane flying back from Florida, and somebody had brought a balloon on. How they got through security with it, I have no idea.
Or why.
Or even onto the plane. They got past the gate agents with it. They're like, what do we do with this? Deflate it.
Put it in a box, ship it home. It'll cost nothing.
Right. It's just there.
Oh, goodness. So that is just a little bit of background on why Disney Animal Kingdom did open on Earth Day and how they're linked. When you purchase something at a gift shop at Disney Animal Kingdom, you can also contribute to the conservation fund, which is very cool. So
I love that fact.
I do too. You can just round up. You can donate more if you want to, and you get a little button. It's very nice. So yeah, so all things to keep in mind when you visit Animal Kingdom. Speaking of visiting Animal Kingdom, let's go.
Let's go.
All right, so let's just set up our day here. So we are going today.
Yay!
Well, Monday.
We better hurry. They close in like 30 minutes.
We are going Monday, April
Okay.
22nd. And they are open from 8 to 6. The temperature is set to be 63 to 77 degrees
Very
with
nice.
a 50% chance of rain.
Because it's Florida. Yeah. Always.
We are going with just us, so we're not taking first-timers. This does factor into planning of a trip, because if you're taking a first-timer with you, you want to make sure that you hit everything.
Which
that
is
you
easy
can.
to do there.
It is very easy to
Kingdom
do
is-
at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, it's a nice... I wouldn't call it a half-day park anymore, because there's enough to do for a full day, but it's definitely a one-day park.
Yes.
And if you do everything, you can put that into one day.
And if you're going with a group of grown-ups, there's still plenty to do, which sometimes you might not think there is at a Disney park. There is. And it can be one of the most relaxing, chill days ever.
Yeah, 2 words for you. Nomad Lounge.
Oh, we'll get there. So that is the setup of our day. So here we go. We are staying on property. We're going to start with that. So did we stay at Coronado Springs or did we stay at Port Orleans Riverside?
Oh, I love both of these. For proximity, if we're going to Animal Kingdom, I would say it's probably going to need to be the Coronado Springs. And when I say that, I mean the tower.
Obviously.
It's a very, very large resort. But actually, both Riverside and Coronado are very large. Just a little smaller than Caribbean Beach, however you want to say that. And it's really become one of my favorite resorts because of its proximity to Animal Kingdom and Epcot, going either direction. It is more of an adults-oriented and conference-oriented resort. And because of that, lots of great food options, especially when it comes to a moderate resort.
Yes.
The tower rooms are huge.
They're huge.
And beautiful views of the resort. You're not looking at a parking lot all the time. Or you can actually see the backside of the studios and Epcot and even the SeaWorld fireworks from up there.
Well, and if it's raining, you can see the backside of water.
That is true. So I'm going to say Coronado.
Nice. Now, in the end, it doesn't really matter because the only way to get to Disney's Animal Kingdom is by bus.
From both of those. Yeah, that's very true.
From anywhere.
Well, that's true. Oh, yes, to the park. That's a very good point.
So there is no monorail access, no
boats.
Skyliner, no boat. You're going to drive or you're going to take a bus.
Yep. Do note that if you're staying at one of the resorts, you do get free parking at the theme parks. So that is kind of a nice thing, is that if you're staying at Coronado or Riverside, you can drive over and park, and you get into the parking lot for free, or you get half off or a discounted, at least, preferred parking.
Yeah, it was half off last time we went, so hopefully that's still how it is. Worth it. Definitely worth it. All right, so we're going to do something that is entirely against our nature.
No.
Oh, yes. Yes, because we are staying on property, we get access to a very special perk, which is early theme park admission.
I'm not getting up at that. Early theme park admission at this park is 7:30 in the blessed morning.
Yes, it is.
Ay.
And here's why
Okay. All right.
we're doing that. Because at Animal Kingdom, you do not necessarily need Genie Plus. This is one of the parks where you can save that money and not do Genie Plus. Also, very, very few guests are going to take advantage of early park admission.
Very true.
At Animal Kingdom because sleep is good. We enjoy the sleeping. And like Rod said, a 7:30 gate admission means that you're trying to get on the bus at about 6:30.
Ay. I do believe, though, that Rainforest Cafe opens for breakfast.
True, but it's Rainforest Cafe.
Also true.
So we are going to just head right over. We probably, knowing us, we probably drove.
I would say we probably
had a car. Being on property, not necessarily. We sometimes do take advantage. But either way, we're up really blessed early. So, are we caffeinating at Joffrey's outside the gate? Or are we caffeinating at Creature Comforts, which is the Starbucks location just inside the gate?
Here's the thing. For me, a Disney day has to start with a Joffrey's Shaken Jamaican with room for cream and a little, like a splash of vanilla. That's
or caramel.
Or caramel. Or both.
Or both.
We've done both sometimes. That's true. And the lines for the Joffrey's cart are about a tenth of Starbucks inside the parks.
True story.
And that's for all 4 parks. But especially at Animal Kingdom, for some reason, it seems like the cart is often overlooked. Kind of like the one right outside of Epcot, too,
yes.
At the monorail entrance. People don't seem to know it's there, or they just look past it because, we have to get in the park.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the Joffrey's cart for this one, for the Shaky Jamaican.
Perfect. And let's just say we grabbed one of those really cool twist donuts that sometimes we share.
Those are yummy. Yeah, those are made from a local bakery.
I think
They have the giant donuts there. They're from Donut King.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the twisty ones are made there too.
I would think so, but I'm not sure. If you know, put it in the comments because I'm curious. They're really good.
They're yummy. So we did that. We got our Shaken Jamaicans and we got into the park really, really early and without a huge line of people because it's really, really early. So, of course, the only reason to do early entry is to access Pandora. That's really the only reason to do it, is to do one of the either Flight of Passage or Navi River Journey.
Yeah.
You can usually do both before the park opens.
Very true. I think with the opening early, too, like that it's only Pandora and Dinoland that's open.
That is correct. You can do over to Dinoland, yeah.
But you're not going to rope drop Triceratops Spin, and please don't rope drop Dino. It's just don't.
The other thing that is included in that is Expedition Everest, which is not in Dinoland, but it's over on that side of the park, and that is also included in early admin.
That's true,
entry.
and that is a good one to do as a rope drop. And again, rope drop, what we mean by that is when you go into the park, the whole park is not always open. If you get there early or if you're doing an early admission, some parts of the park are literally roped off, and there's a cast member that will drop the rope, or not drop it, you don't want to trip on it, but they'll wind up the rope nicely and safely as you safely walk to your first destination.
And now we ask for your safety and those around you that you walk slowly and carefully to your first destination.
Nobody's running.
Don't run.
Yeah.
We don't run in the park.
Yeah, we don't. The kids do. We don't.
Refrain. Just refrain.
Right.
It's not safe. Safety first. No, coffee first, then safety. So we are going to head to Pandora. Are we going to get in line for Flight of Passage, or are we going to get in line for Navi River Journey? Now keep in mind, this is our perfect day. We are under no obligation to do every single ride in the park.
No, that's a toughie, because I do love both attractions. And I know that's weird because a lot of people hate Navi River Journey because it's so short and it has such a long line. I think what I would do is try to get a fast pass. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to get not a fast pass, sorry, a lightning lane.
We didn't do Genie Plus.
Dang it. Oh, okay. So I'm going to say we bought a individual lightning lane for Pandora for Flight of Passage. Therefore, we're going to do Navi first. Now, an individual lightning lane is something you don't need Genie Plus for. You can purchase those separately on the Disney app without having Genie Plus.
That is true. And there's one at every park except for Magic Kingdom, which has 2. And the one at Animal Kingdom is Flight of Passage.
Over at Epcot is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. At Studios, it is the Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. And the 2 at Magic Kingdom are Tron Light Cycle Run and the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Yes.
And those prices do vary based on the crowds. So
they are dynamic.
Yeah, they start around $15 and can go up as high as, I think I've seen some as high as $25. I think that range, though, is highest, of course, during holidays and lowest during the weekday in January when it's raining.
And these are the crazy tickets that you have to get up at 7 a.m. and book it right away because they will sell out.
Very good point.
So you're saying that we did that for Flight of Passage, so we're going to go ride Navi.
Yes.
Now, if you choose not to do that in your perfect day, and you are doing that early admission rope drop, you want to probably head straight to Flight of Passage if you don't want to pay for it later, because that line does get up to around 190 quite regularly.
Yeah.
So a rope drop you can pretty much walk on with it at about a 10-minute wait.
And it's definitely one that does not drop during the day. It will fluctuate, but it'll stay well over an hour, 90 minutes all day long, whereas Navi might go up and down a little bit.
Navi goes to a longer line because it's such poor capacity.
Yeah.
So
I think those boats only hold like 4 people.
Yeah, they're
or 6 maybe.
I think it's
tiny.
more like 6 or 8, but they're still tiny. Yeah. So we're gonna do Navi. When we're done with that, it's gonna be around 8:15ish. Do we want to finish Pandora and go over to Flight of Passage, or do we want to move on?
Well, I think if we got the individual lightning lane for Flight of Passage, then we would just come back whatever time that is. But if we start at Navi, I would still go ahead and do Flight of Passage next, even if the line is up to about an hour at this point. As long as it's still early entry and it's not a 2-hour wait, it's worth an hour line for that attraction. It's just that amazing.
It's
amazing. A 3D flight simulator type attraction, but it's not like Star Tours, not that type of flight simulator. More like soaring on top of a motorcycle. I don't know how to explain it. It's a really, really unique system. Nothing like it that I've ever seen as far as a ride system. And it made me cry the first time I rode it.
It's truly a beautiful ride. It's beautiful.
It is 3D, and it is a film base, so if you do get nauseated in that type of environment, just be forewarned. This one can make you nauseated.
Nauseated?
Nauseated. Nauseated?
Like the...
Nauseated?
Nausea River Journey.
The Nausea River Journey. It's better than the Bougie River Journey. Yes. We try to stay away from that one.
Oh, goodness. All right, so we are done with Pandora by the time the park opens.
Yay!
Well, a little after the park opens. The park opened at 8.
I want to come back to Pandora after dark, though, if we can. Oh, it closes at 6.
It closes at 6. That's not going to happen.
After dark, Pandora lights up to the most amazing light display you've ever seen in a theme park. I'll just leave it at that. It's beautiful. Okay, on we go.
Okay, so we are leaving Pandora. Are we going to head to Kilimanjaro? This is the safari adventure where you go out through the savannah and see all the animals. Or are we going to head over and do the coaster at Exhibition Everest?
I think since it's early morning, if Kilimanjaro is open, because a lot of mornings it may not open with the park. It does sometimes open 30 to 60 minutes after the park opens. A lot of times it's because of animal care that's going on or other issues. And so just note that if you are rope dropping that attraction, you may find signs at the entrance to Africa that it is not open until, say, 10 a.m. In this case, if the attraction was open, I would say we're going over and getting an early view of the animals.
Well, good news, it did open at 9 a.m. this morning.
Woohoo!
So.
Yay! And the reason being, again, is because in the cool of the morning and in the cool of the evening, if it's open later, especially when it's winter or spring, you're able to see the animals more active. And so if we wait later in the day, we may not see the lions. We may just see a few giraffes and, a wildebeest or two. But, if we do it earlier in the day before the heat really comes out, I think we would have a better chance of seeing the animals.
That is a great tip. And just remember, when you're starting to get sluggish in the heat of the day, that's when the animals are getting sluggish in the heat of the day. And they do not force the animals to put on a show for you. They're not out there to entertain. They are just living their best lives. So if they choose to be back in the backstage area where they're nice and cool, they can absolutely do that. They are never made to go out and entertain the people. So
thank heavens.
Yeah, right. All right. So we got Kilimanjaro. I got to see my favorite Okapis.
I got to see the Tommies.
You got to see the Tommies.
You should begin to see a wide variety of grass-eating animals around you, such as Thompson's gazelle.
Miss Johnson, no one in Africa calls them Thompson's gazelle. They are Tommies. Tommies! Over.
We got to see the heffalumps. It was a great safari. Okay, so when we're done with that, we're going to run into probably around 9:30-ish. Do we want to go over and do Everest, or do we want to head over to Dino Land?
I would pick Everest over Dino Land any day of the week. I am probably not the greatest person to ask because there is nothing in Dino Land that I'm going to be sad to see go when the Tropical Americas area gets built with Encanto and Indiana Jones.
Yep.
Therefore, the option I'm going to choose is door number 1 and go to Everest. The nice thing about Everest, too, is if it does have a longer wait, their single rider line is one of the best ones in the entire resort.
It's really good. It's one that actually works. So we would definitely do that. But getting to go through the whole queue is good too, because it's really pretty.
The queue is amazing. If you've listened to our queues that we've done in the past, we've mentioned several different versions of that podcast topic where we've talked about queues. Everest is by far one of the best ones to go through just because it tells the story so well. Joe Rohde and the Imagineers did such a great job with that attraction.
It's so good. If you are at all a fan of this area of the world, Tibet and the Himalayas, if you're at all a fan of the lore of the Yeti, Abominable Snowman, whatever you want to call him.
Abominable! Can you believe that? Do I look abominable to you? Why can't they call me the adorable snowman or the agreeable snowman, for crying out loud?
Bigfoot even.
Or if you've been on the Matterhorn at Disneyland.
Yeah, there you go.
Because they're cousins. That's Harold, and the one in Everest is Betty.
Betty the Yeti. But the queue is just absolutely incredible. So always a bonus when you get to go through there. Especially if you get to go through quickly. So
that always does make it nice.
So now when we get off of there, we're looking at probably around 10:30. We're going to go meet some characters because this is still early enough in the day. So we are either going to go to Adventures Outpost and meet Mickey and Minnie in their adorable adventure safari outfits, or we're going to go over towards Dino Land and meet Chip and Dale in their dino outfits. Who are we going to meet?
We're going to see the chipmunks in their onesies. I'm sorry. The Chip and Dale, or the Chip and Dale. They are the Chip and Dale. There's only one of each, but the character meet and greet for Chip and Dale at Dino is a very good reason to walk into Dino Land. It's about the cutest thing I've seen at any of the parks for any of the meet and greets. They're dressed up in what look like almost like a Halloween costume, but little dino onesies or whatever we want to call it, costumes. And it's absolutely adorable. It's just fun.
They're so cute. If you're at all a fan of dinos or Chip and Dale, go meet them. It's so worth it. And they're just so fun to meet. So yes, that is a great answer. I approve.
Yay.
So because it's still early in the day, we were able to get through there super quick. It's now only 10:45, and there are stage shows starting at 11. Are we going to go see Festival of the Lion King, or are we going to go see Nemo, Big Blue and Beyond? Finding Nemo, the Big Blue and Beyond.
Yeah, that's a tough one to see where we're coming from proximity-wise. It's going to be a quicker walk over to Nemo
Correct.
than it would be over to Lion King. And the first Lion King show in the morning tends to be a sellout very quickly.
Now, the first one was at 10, so we missed that one. This would be the second show.
That does make a difference, because the second show generally is picking up the overflow from the first, and it's not something most people rope drop. So even people that slept in or coming a little later are not going to that second show probably as much. I'm going to say we do Nemo. Stop yelling. All right. I am not whatever you just called me. I know. I love those shows. I'm probably one of the few that does. The only thing I hate about the Nemo show is the benches.
They're horrible.
Hurt. Well, the ones in, I hate to say that, the ones in Lion King are not much better. There's no back on the benches. So if you've got a bad back, you have to sit there and tough it out.
Well, and the shows aren't terribly long, but they do run around 35 minutes. So it's a long time to sit on a backless bench.
Yeah, I'm still going to choose Nemo because it's a shorter walk, and I'm old. And I really do love both shows. So I would say let's go do Nemo now and do Lion King later in the day when it's hotter.
Lion King, we're seeing one show today.
You're seeing one show today. I'm going to go see the Festival of the Lion King because I love both those shows.
I do too.
Okay.
But there's only one on our list today.
Dang.
You chose Nemo. Okay. So we get out of Nemo. We had a great time singing along with Crush. It was a good time for all.
Go with the flow.
Oh, it's
okay,
so
that's
good.
definitely, yeah.
The song
was not
itself
good.
is good.
Not my version of it. Sorry.
So now we're right about noon, and I have a surprise. We have Yak and Yeti reservations.
Yes, thank you.
So
My
our
favorite
little donut is
restaurant.
running real thin by now.
That's my favorite restaurant at the entire resort.
It's real close on my list too. I think I did vote it my number one, but it lists for me are always fluid, but it's always near the top. So we are going to Yak and Yeti.
Yay!
Yay!
Yak and Yeti is owned by Landry's, so if you do have a Landry's membership, you get priority seating, and you get a discount.
True story. And you can get that usually at Costco.
That's true. Costco and BJ's and Sam's Club usually have those gift cards at a discount.
Yeah, it's a great deal. So look that up before you go, for sure. So now we have gotten our lovely table. We have our lovely server. We're going to start with drinks.
Hi, Jim. That's our server.
Oh, hi. Hey.
Jim's our server.
Okay. All right. So we're going to start with drinks. And there are many lovely drinks on the menu, but you're going to get a choice of two because this is this or that.
Okay.
Are you going to start with the Snap Decision, which is Yeti's Woodford Reserve Bourbon Personal Selection, apricot brandy, and crisp apple Real infused syrup topped with Fever Tree ginger beer? Or are you going to go with the South Seas Traveler, which was created by the Yak and Yeti bartenders, and it has Myers Original Dark Rum, Captain Morgan Spiced Rum, Monin Lychee Syrup, and citrus juices?
Oh, we're going with the rum drink.
I don't know why, but for some reason, when I'm at Yak and Yeti, I have to have a rum-based drink.
It goes better with the Asian menu, in my opinion.
Oh, that's a good
Yak
point.
and Yeti is an Asian, I would call it Asian fusion, actually, because
For
it's
sure.
from all over the Asia-Pacific culinary palette, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, totally.
They have sushi, and they have noodles, and they have amazing, amazing Asian foods.
And the menu does change, so if you have a favorite, make sure it's there before you go.
Very true, very true.
So we're going to go ahead and split an appetizer. And this one, you're going to get a choice of 3 because they're all so good.
Yeah, go for it.
So this is going to be the wok fried green beans, which are battered green beans with sweet Thai chili dipping sauce.
Those poor green beans. Why do people batter green beans?
Because they're delicious.
I know, but they just knock them around.
It's bad.
Yeah.
That's choice number 1. Choice number 2 is the firecracker shrimp, which is crispy fried shrimp tossed in a creamy spicy sauce with Asian slaw.
That is so good.
And choice number 3, the ahi tuna nachos.
Oh, you're killing me.
Which is sushi grade ahi tuna, Asian slaw, crispy fried wontons, wasabi aioli, and sweet soy glaze.
Okay, here's the thing. The ahi nachos are big enough to split between about 14 people.
It says meant for 2.
I know.
I don't know what 2 they're talking
football
about.
Teams? I don't know what. Seriously, the ahi tuna nachos are amazing, but they are just way too much food for an appetizer. I love them, but because of that, I'm going to go with the shrimp.
Nice choice. You literally cannot go wrong with any of those 3.
No, all 3 we've had, and they're all 3 fantastic.
They're so good, and now I want them. Okay, so for our entree, we always split anyway. So are we getting the Korean beef,
Yum.
which is wok fried beef, peppers, onions, pineapple, Korean barbecue sauce, and it comes with rice? Or are we getting the Dragon Roll Bowl, which is spicy tuna, dynamite crab, teriyaki salmon, cucumbers, edamame, carrots, mango, tempura crunch over sushi rice?
Yum. I'll get one, you get the other. No.
We've actually done that before too, but we always leave so much behind.
All right, give me the titles of both of them one more time.
Dragon Roll Bowl
Right.
or Korean beef?
I love them both. Korean beef.
Okay.
It's something about the sauce.
Yep.
The Korean, almost like Korean ketchup. Like a gochujang almost.
Well, they call it Korean barbecue sauce, which pretty much is gochujang.
Yeah, and that mix with the beef and everything is just amazing. It's enough, again, to share between 2 people if you don't have a huge appetite.
For sure. And I don't have a lot of snacks built in today from the different stands around, but there are delicious snacks everywhere you go. So sharing when you sit down for lunch is always a good idea. Just a hint.
Okay, I'm going to throw one at you.
Hey,
If we were going to do a snack, would it be the French fries at Mr. Kamal's,
Ooh.
or would it be the street corn over in Africa?
Oh, man. Okay, so both of these have recently changed. So the fries are still the delicious crispy seasoned fries, but instead of having the choices of 2 dipping sauces, it only has a spicy aioli that comes with it now.
Which I want to try.
Yeah, which
I
I'm
haven't
not
tried that
averse
yet.
to. I think it sounds good, but it used to have 2 sauces, and 2 sauces is always better than 1. And the street corn used to be grilled right in front of you, and it's not anymore. It doesn't have that fresh taste to it, but it still has the butter and the really delicious African spices. And I cannot turn down corn, so we're going to go get the street corn.
Sorry, threw you a little curveball there.
You did. That was not fair.
Okay, back to you.
So we took our time at lunch because you do not rush through a Yak and Yeti lunch.
No.
When you have all day long, and we've pretty much already done all the grown-up rides. So
That's true. Again, this is a smaller number of attractions than the other parks, but it's also the largest of all of the parks that exist there. It's weird.
yeah, well,
Real
that's
dichotomy.
because of the safari.
True.
That is
Very
a
true.
huge amount of land, and again, because they actually take care of the animals and give them room to roam, and all the backstage area that they have for them as well that
Very
you don't
cool.
even get to see.
I love that.
I do too. So now it's 1:45. We just got done with lunch. We do not want to go ride anything that is
Please no.
fast and anything. So are we going to go do the other show? Festival of the Lion King has one starting at 2:00, or are we going to go walk one of the animal trails?
I think after a nice big lunch like that, I would much rather see the Festival of the Lion King and let things settle and do the animal trails closer to park close when it's getting a little cooler outside.
Okay. Alrighty, so on our way over there, we're going to run into a very unique character that you can only meet at Disneyland Animal Kingdom. Do we want to run into Divine?
Creepy.
And we'll explain who both of these are in a second. Or do we run into Kevin?
Okay, well, Divine is a large plant person.
Yes.
No way to describe Divine. Divine
She's on stilts.
hides in trees and scares everybody that walks by.
She's literally dressed as a plant.
Yeah.
Like part of the scenery. And then she just comes literally out of the woodwork.
And we're not talking like Audrey 2, but...
Well, maybe. We don't know for sure. She creeps me out, but she's very cool looking from afar.
And during certain parts of the year, we'll be dressed up with flowers and things as well. Which I
Yeah,
just love.
totally.
However, Kevin
is the bird from Up.
is one of my favorite characters that you can find in any park. The fact when Kevin is walking across the bridges and one of the flotillas goes by with the characters and the music will start to dance.
It's so cute.
And it's one of the cutest things I've ever seen in my entire life. And Kevin's like, what, 12 feet tall?
She's really tall.
She's really tall. And yes, Kevin is a she.
Yes, she is.
That's how she was named.
But I don't even like the movie Up. I think it, you know what, I'm not going to go into it, but I don't enjoy that film.
It's too sad at the beginning. It's like Coco. I can't, love it, but can't watch it again. Too sad.
It was a beautiful film. Up, I find it a little manipulative and I don't enjoy it. But I love Kevin and I would vote with you on that one, and we are going to run into Kevin on our way over to see Festival of the Lion King. So pictures were had. They're all delightful, I'm sure. And right as we come out of Festival of the Lion King, it starts to rain.
Of course it does.
Because 3 o'clock.
Must be 3 o'clock, yeah.
It is indeed. So are we going to, we have two choices. Are we going to do Cali River Rapids because it's a water ride and we're wet already? Or are we going to do Tough to Be a Bug because it's indoors?
Okay, literally my two least favorite attractions in the entire resort.
I'm going to offer you a choice number 3.
No, let's stick with those two. Because I want to be able... Oh, go ahead.
But I have a third one written down.
Oh, okay, go ahead. What is it?
Or we can step inside a store and go shopping.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Follow me on this one. So inside the Tree of Life, which is the main big tree that you walk into when you see
the icon of the park.
The icon of the park is Tough to Be a Bug. It's going to be taken out and replaced with the Zootopia show sometime in the next couple years. They haven't announced the closing date.
Literally cannot come soon enough.
Nope. I love Bug's Life. I love A Bug's Life. I hate that show. It scares little kids. I'm 50 plus years old. It scares me, for heaven's sake.
It's terrifying. The
people that created it thought it was going to be funny to have giant spiders come down above the audience and bees sting you from the seats. No, really, no. And the Cali River Rapids. I mean, I like water rafting, but when I was like 20, the rafting rides to me are just, they're just too wet. And I will not ride that. I won't ride the Bilgewater rafts or whatever they are over at Universal anymore. I can't do it. So both of those are off my list. We're going to go shopping.
Nice. And we are going to buy some lovely item that you can only get at Animal Kingdom.
Ponchos! No. Umbrellas? No.
Because we know that the rain's going to stop in about a half an hour because Florida.
Right, true.
So we're going to buy something probably craftsman oriented. They have lovely crafts that are done by people who are in Africa in villages. So we're going to buy some really cool thing and we're going to make a donation to the conservation effort. Get our cute little pin. And then once the rain has stopped around 3:30, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a duplicate ride. And this isn't an option because we're going to go do Kilimanjaro again. Doing the safaris right after it's rained is one of the best times that you can do Kilimanjaro safaris. The animals get super playful because they will actually go out and splash in puddles. It is a glorious, glorious time.
Well, that cools down the heat of the day, which they seem to just love, which is weird. Because me as a human, I love it when it's hot in Florida.
Yeah, or not.
No.
Not at all, really. So that was not an option. We are doing that again because after a rainstorm, go jump in line for Kilimanjaro for sure. So now it's 5 o'clock. We only have an hour left. So obviously we're going to Nomad Lounge.
Well, of course. Nomad Lounge is part of the Tiffin's restaurant, and it is my favorite place to luxuriate and have a drink on the Disney property.
Now, this is a silly question, but I'm going to ask you anyway because it did just stop raining. Are we going to ask to sit inside or outside?
Outside. And that's an easy one because I like being able to sit there because it's right on the edge of the water where the flotillas go by. And so every few minutes or every about 15 minutes maybe, one will float by with Mickey and Minnie or Moana or Pocahontas and Miko.
Or Launchpad.
And
Scrooge.
Of all things, yeah.
Sometimes Santa at Christmas time, he'll come floating by.
That's true.
It's really fun. And they come by more often than you would think. It's very fun to see them and just wave. That was one of those things that started with the closure
That's true.
and
yeah, the COVID
just stuck
thing.
around.
Yeah.
It was one of the few ways that you could see characters at Animal Kingdom, and they've kept it because it was so popular. So obviously we're getting churros.
Oh, you have to.
Disney World has notoriously bad churros, especially if you're used to the really good ones at Disneyland.
Yeah.
But
sadly.
the exception is Nomad Lounge. They are delicious. They are gluten-free. I don't even know how they do that, but they are perfect fried dough dipped in cinnamon and sugar. Right now, there's a vanilla cream sauce that comes with them,
Ooh.
and it says a seasonal sauce. So it didn't say exactly what it is. I've lost track of where we are in the seasonals.
We've had berry sauce. We've had chocolate before.
Mhm.
There's been several different ones I've
There
seen.
was a caramel. There was some kind of spicy fruit where they
I
did
think
like...
that's the berry one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, but it had
was
some
a
kind of
fruit
heat
side,
to
I think.
it.
Yeah.
Oh
that's the
man,
one.
that was my favorite, and it was so good. So we're going to get another drink because Nomad Lounge to go with our dessert churros.
Now,
And-
we do not recommend drinking right before you drive.
No, we took the bus. I decided.
Okay, that's better.
So I'm only going to give you a choice of 2.
Okay.
There are lots of good drinks, and they do have seasonal ones. So your 2 choices are the Lamu Libation, which is Star African Rum, Cruzan Banana Rum, Guava Puree, with orange, lime, and pineapple juices, and topped with Gosling's 151.
Oh, my.
Choice number 2 is going to be the Night Monkey. This is my personal favorite. I will be getting one of these. And it is Plantation Original Dark Rum, Guava Puree, Coffee Simple Syrup, and lime juice with a hint of cilantro. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds like flavors that should not go together. It is delicious. You just have to believe us.
It's Night Monkey all the way.
Nice.
It's one of my favorite drinks, again, at the entire resort. It does not sound plausible, but it works. And it's an odd-looking drink even when they bring it to you. It's a very dark color, and it's just absolutely delicious.
It's so good. And I'm actually changing my mind. You get that one, I'm going to have a sip of it, but I'm getting my Annapurna Zing. And that is Bombay Sapphire Gin, passion fruit puree, mint, simple syrup, and lime juice topped with ginger beer and a glowing lotus flower.
That's got you written all over it.
Right?
Yep.
Anytime there's a gin cocktail on the menu, I'm sold. And that is a good one. I still have my glowing lotus flower somewhere. All right, so we close the park at
Yay.
Nomad Lounge. On our way out, we're going to stop and do one last magic shot. We haven't gotten any professional photos today. We're going to do one of the new ones. Do we want to choose Flit, who is the tiny little bird from Pocahontas? Or do we want to do Heimlich, who is the little caterpillar from A Bug's Life?
Oh, it's got to be Flit.
Flit?
Yeah.
All right. So we get our magic shot with Flit. It's very, very magical. It'll show up in our app soon. And so we are headed out. Are we going to head to Disney Springs, which is open till 11? Or are we going to go to Epcot, which is open till 9?
We're going to Epcot. Woo! One more Spaceship Earth ride before going back to the hotel.
And we did wake up very, very early. So chances are we are going to just do a Spaceship Earth, get back on that bus, head to the hotel, and let's say that we go and catch the fireworks from Dahlia Lounge.
I was going to say, we're going up to the Dahlia Lounge to get one more nightcap before heading back to the room.
I love it. That sounds like a pretty perfect day to me. Anything we missed that you would have added to your perfect day?
I don't think so.
And
I
you
think we
actually did get to see
covered-
both shows. I didn't think that you
Yeah.
did. We didn't get
Thank
to do an
you.
animal trail.
That's okay. The animal trails, there's one for gorillas and one for tigers,
Mhm.
and they're both fantastic walking tours.
The trails are themed. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
The Maharaja Jungle Trek is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I don't recommend skipping either one.
So that was a full day. We didn't do either of the animal treks. We didn't go out to Rafiki's Planet Watch,
on the
where you
train.
can do petting the animals, the little goats and the piggies.
Give them scratchy scratchies.
Scritchy scratchies. Learning to draw. They have the little...
Animation Academy
Animation,
is out there.
yeah.
I forgot about that. That is out there.
So that's out there. You get to take a little train out there and back. It's very cool. We didn't do Kali River Rapids. We didn't do
Yay.
any of Dinoland.
Yay.
So if you are under the assumption that Animal Kingdom is just a half-day park still, it really is not. We went the year it opened, and I remember saying, it felt like you got lost in Adventureland.
That's exactly what it,
there just wasn't a lot there.
Yeah.
But it has grown into a very lovely park, and I'm so excited for the changes to come in these next couple years.
Before we go, we'd like to give a big thank you to Paul Trett, Evan Piper, and Joey Humphrey for their help and support. Our theme music was composed by Jason Patrick Rowan, whose music is licensed to Pond 5. And of course, thank you, Phoenician.
Thank you, Phoenicians. And don't forget to rate, review, like, and subscribe. It really does help other people find us. You can find us on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts. The Epcotian Adventure is a $1,000 brunch production and a proud gold member of D23.
Thanks for joining us today for episode 60 of the Epcotian Adventure. I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
And we'll see you in line.
Bye.
And over at Epcot, it is
Galaxy's Edge at Epcot. They moved it just for the Genie Plus purposes.
Yeah, no.